Anthony Albanese, as mentioned, and Peter Dutton will formally launch their election campaigns tomorrow as both major parties try to solidify their pitch to voters ahead of early voting and a slew of public holidays, which are yet to come as well, including Easter. Joining me live in studio is Paul Fletcher, retiring Liberal member for Bradfield. Thanks so much for coming in, Paul. Good to see you. Just first of all, we had the election campaign reach Perth today, and we had Jacinta Price speaking with Michaelia Cash and Peter Dutton in Perth. She did say, make Australia great again. And of course, Labor is already pouncing on this, trying to draw links between the Liberal campaign and the Trump presidency and his election priorities and things like that. Does that help the campaign at this point in time, seeing comments like that coming from Jacinta Price? Look,
the fact is Labor has presided over an economic train wreck for 3 years with living standards down over 8%, real disposable per capita incomes. They are desperate for any distraction from the real issues. The fact is that we need to get inflation under control. We need to deal with the cost of living. That's why Peter Dutton and the coalition team have been bringing forward practical measures like a significant reduction in fuel excise that could be worth $1,500 a year to a two-car family. And what's Labor up to? They're engaging in a completely fallacious set of arguments about whether campaign themes come from the US. Peter Dutton is campaigning to be Prime Minister of Australia. Jacinta Price is campaigning to be Minister for Indigenous Australians, Minister for Government Efficiency, and we are campaigning, the coalition is campaigning on substantive plans, including on housing, for example, the commitment we've made for a $5 billion housing infrastructure fund. That's a very practical measure to allow new housing lots to be released in areas where it's being held up due to a lack of infrastructure.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. At how much do you think it is hurting the campaign when you've got a Labor attack like this? Is it making a dent? Because we are seeing in the polls Labor starting to edge into majority territory now.
Look, every campaign has plenty of back and forth. What we are consistently doing is making the case to Australians that they are worse off than 3 years ago. And we're not saying to them that that's what we're hearing from Australians. Australians feel worse off because they are worse off. And what we're putting forward is a clear plan to get government spending under control, to bring those inflationary pressures down and to produce an economy that meets the needs of Australians in the face of a government that is frankly not doing a good job at all.
Peter Dutton has the official campaign launch in Sydney tomorrow. How can Peter Dutton turn this around? Because it is starting to go against the coalition in the polls at the moment. And we're hearing that housing may be a bit of a focus. Are you expecting a big splash announcement to happen tomorrow?
I'm expecting a very competent and capable performance from Peter Dutton. One of the things that people are making a judgment on in this campaign is the characters of the two leaders, the two men who could potentially be Prime Minister after this election. And Peter Dutton has faced some challenging days. His father going into hospital with a heart attack, news that there was a suspected terror plot directed at him personally. And he's just kept on going calmly, methodically, courageously. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a very decent person, but he's also a determined, disciplined, tough person. You know, we are facing difficult times in the globe. These are very unsettled times. We know that Mr Albanese is weak, wishy-washy, and the choice for Australians, they can see that Peter Dutton is tough, determined, disciplined, and that's the choice Australians have to make. Who do they want leading our country in the most dangerous times we've experienced since World War II?